Today I'm joined by 22-year Fred Hutch veteran, U.S. Army veteran, Toastmasters member, community volunteer, our very own, about to retire, security coordinator, Anthony Jackson. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Robert.
I need to tell you a story about the day I met you and the thing you said to me that burned like a brand into my brain and has become like a prayer that I say to myself.
Okay.
Let's set the scene. It was at one of those big company cookout things that we used to do. They give meals to everybody. And so everybody's gathered around and we listen to the first speaker, and then they announce the next speaker's running a little late, so we'll get back to you in 10, 15 minutes. I could tell they've lost the crowd. This is not going to work. And in that moment, this guy jumps up, grabs the microphone, wades into the crowd, starts cracking jokes. He's high-fiving people. He's saving the day. So I lean over to this lady standing next to me. I'm like, who's that? She says, oh, that's Anthony. He's with security. I was like, I got to meet that guy. So fast forward an hour. You're kind of on the edge of the crowd scanning like you do, right?
Of course, yes.
And I kind of sidle up next to you. I lean over and I'm like, hi, how are you? You said, it's not 130 degrees and no one is shooting at me. And then you smiled and said, it's a great day, and you walked away. I was like, boom. That thing that you said to me, like I said, it's kind of become a prayer. If I'm having a rough day, or if I'm doing something I don't want to do, or if I'm with people I don't want to be with, I kind of close my eyes and I whisper to myself, it's not 130 degrees and no one's shooting at me. It's a good day. So thank you for that.
Yes.
Where'd that come from?
I've been to 2 combat zones, Robert. I've seen the worst of the worst. When you see things are not going good with a person, let them know it could be worse. And you try to bring them back to let them know that it isn't as bad as you think it is.
I've noticed that many good security people have military service in their background. Is there a set of skills or a mindset that comes with military service that serves a person who's thinking about getting into a career in security?
In the military, everything is structured. Discipline is established. Work ethics are established. Show up, come to work, know what you're doing, knowing the mission. Anybody that's transitioning out of the military, going into the civilian world, they're going to be ahead a whole lot because they went in as a young man, a young woman. They're going to understand what a mission is, and we have a mission here at Fred Hutch.
Tell me about your military service a little bit, if you're comfortable.
Always been in charge. Basketball captain. I knew I had leadership in me. But what I needed to learn is how to take the leadership I have to expand that.
Okay.
Or more than just myself.
All
and what I mean by that is having soldiers up under my watch. I hate bullies. And I believe by me serving my country, I will be able to be part of a team to cross that water, to stop those bullies for picking on people that could not defend or protect themselves. And I was part of that.
Yeah.
So my 8 year went by, 10 years went by, 20 years went by.
Wow.
And to be fair with you, I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to retire. But I learned a lesson. I hope I can share this with you openly. My mom took sick, and I had to tap out. Family first. And then when I retired, I spent 4 months with my mom before she left this world. One day, I had 2 of my retired friends come over, and they were coming over every Friday, playing dominoes, barbecuing, drinking beer.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay.
Count me in.
My wife came in.
What's her name?
D.
D came in and said...
And pointed at me amongst my friends and said, no. Basically said, we're not going to have this. I'm going to find you a job.
Okay. Let's talk about security for a little bit, because that's the context in which I know and understand you.
Okay.
So I know what security looks like. I see your team out moving around. I know what safety feels like. Like I walk to work. I walk through homeless encampment. I walk through some street level crime. But the moment I see the Fred Hutch campus, I can feel my anxiety level drop a little bit. How do you guys keep this place so safe, so secure?
If you make the security team or any team part of the team, they'll feel great.
Okay.
Treat it like,
so you guys feel like you're a real contributor to the culture of Fred Hutch.
well,
You're not just patrolling halls.
that's a good question, but you got to also remember, you got to factor in this. What are you doing? Why do you want to be part of something great?
Mm-hmm.
When you can instill that in the young people today, security officers, they will protect this place like it's their home.
So I talked to Scott Kelly, your colleague, and he tells me this thing. I think it defines your character. I think it defines the kind of person you are. Let me tell the story. So first off, recognize that this is Seattle. If there's a whisper of snow, pretty much the whole area, the region shuts down, right?
Yes.
First off, how far away do you live?
Actually, I live in Tacoma.
So that's 40 miles?
To be exact, 36 miles.
36 miles.
Correct. To my
On a
house.
good day, that's a challenge, right? It's not easy on a good day.
Right, correct.
On a snow day, that's pretty hard. So Scott says to me, Fred Hutch was closed due to severe weather, but security is essential, so we do what it takes to make it in. Anthony texted a picture to me of his feet, wrapped in plastic, walking in deep snow to catch the bus, with the phrase next to the picture saying, I'm on my way. And then he goes on, and he says, there's no stopping Anthony. He says he will always be here, and that picture articulated the high standards that you have. He says that he ran into you later that day, and he said you were the same professional, friendly person you always were, and your shoes were shiny. So what is Fred Hutch doing to get the next Anthony Jackson after you retire? What are we going to do?
That's my end goal. Excuse me.
You all right? Here's a napkin.
I am committed to this organization.
Yeah.
I can't leave until I can handshake somebody that's going to be dedicated to the mission of Fred Hutch. I breathe. Fred Hutch.
Yeah.
Me and Sky, we're talking about it, but I haven't put down a date.
Maybe we can talk you into extending a little.
Well, let me see. Can I go this way? There are two kind of retirements.
Yeah.
And there are two kind of people that retire. Person number one, they run into retirement and not have a plan.
Yeah.
So retirement really doesn't work out for them. Person like this, I walk into retirement so I can know I have a plan at the end.
Yeah.
I don't golf, I don't fish, I don't hunt.
Okay.
I'm all about people. And what I'm looking at right now, I'm in the planning phase of finding troubled children, youths. Mm-hmm. I do it in the summertime, but I'm looking for that opportunity to do it 7 days a week free.
You touched on this a little bit, so I want to get down in the details of it. But let me throw a couple facts out there that sort of will maybe help frame the issue for us, and then you can take us home.
Okay,
on the final question, okay?
Okay.
So the Pew Research Center did a study in 2012 that showed that was the year when young women said that they value a high-paying career, a profession, more than young men did. Fast forward 10 years, the same organization found that in 3 major cities, so Washington, D.C., New York, and Los Angeles, young women, for the first time, made more money than young men. So with that in mind, and with the volunteer work that I've heard you do with young people, what's going on with young men?
There's lack of role models. There's lack of leadership within the home front to push them out, to get them pumped up, to tell them what men's supposed to be like. Second part, if I had to give advice, let's step away from the social media. Let's find a mentor, somebody you can talk to so they can get a good feel of who you really are. And right now, if you listen to the news, you see these are all teenagers, kids.
Yeah.
Need to reach out there and get them back, and that's the direction I'm going. It's giving people an opportunity to live. And if you think you're having a bad day, go look in the mirror and adjust your attitude.
It's not 130 degrees and no one's shooting at me.